Thank you very much, Irma, for inviting me for this uh, Dr. Kurian celebration. Uh, Good morning to everyone. Sri Nagendranath Sinhaji, Secretary Rural Development, Government of India. Sri Sanjeev Chaddaji, MD NAFED. Dr. G.R. Chintala, Chairman NABARD, and all other dignitaries who are present at IRMA on the dais and in the auditorium, and all others who are joined online. Very good morning to all of you, and once again, thank you very much for inviting me for this celebration and for this seminar. Let me at the outset pay my deepest gratitude and my tributes to the milkman, the father of the white revolution in the country, Dr. Kurian. And I was fortunate enough to be associated with his movement when I was posted as Principal Secretary Animal Husbandry, Dairy and Fisheries in Government of Bihar. I was also the chairperson of the Cooperative Milk Federation in Bihar, that is called as ComFed, with the brand name Sudha. Those were the most cherished moments of my 26-year long career. I was associated with agriculture and allied sector, agriculture, animal husbandry, dairy, fisheries, SRLM, Jivika, all this for almost 8 years to put together. So those were the most cherished moments. And today I can say proudly that I was also part of that great movement called Milk Revolution. There were so many achievements. I really feel proud to be associated with dairy and animal husbandry those days. And there were so many proud moments. I could count so many of them. We could actually, won several awards, almost 7 to 8 awards in a very short span of 3 to 4 years in that particular sector. Very, very proud and very glad to be associated with this particular sector. So I'm here in this ministry, Ministry of Agriculture, since last 2 months, and looking after marketing division and FPO scheme since last 1 month only. So I'm very new. You are all experts in this sector. I'm very new, but nevertheless, I have been associated with the FPOs since the very beginning. When I was Secretary Agriculture in the state of Bihar between 2011 and 13, I was associated, and I was one of the first few officers who were actually very actively involved in formation of FPOs those days. And again, as a CEO of Jivika in Bihar, again, very much actively involved in promoting that famous Aranyaka Jivika producers company, which was one of the very few success stories in the country in terms of self-help groups coming together as producer groups and then making their own efforts to make a farmer producer company and then earning profits. It was a big success story those days, and it still stands out as a huge success story in the country in terms of very poor women coming together and doing on their own. So having all those and I've been an officer who has an ear very firmly to the ground. I'm always a hands-on person. So this is a kind of a different experience for me now in this role. I joined secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, looking after FPO program. So as I see it, since last few days, it's a huge program. The new program is to roll out 10,000 farmer producer organizations across the country. And we have so many implementing agencies, so many CBBOs, and the farmer producer organizations are getting formed. So if you actually see as of 21-22, the allocation is half 10,000. It is almost like 4,665 FPOs have been allocated to various IAs. IA is implementing agency. So we have altogether now 12 implementing agencies across the country. The main implementing agencies being SFAC, NABARD, NAFED, and NCDC, and there are other state level implementing agencies too, and almost 150 to 160 cluster-based business organizations, CBBOs, whose role and responsibility is immense in the entire FPO scheme of things. So you have a really layered structure here. The funds flow from the ministry to the implementing agencies, from there to the CBBOs, and from there to the FPOs. So you have like at least 4 to 5 layers. So at every layer, like you have a lot of issues to be sorted out, and then a lot of challenges. So if you actually see this exciting program called farmer producer organizations, farmer producer collectives, these agencies' role and responsibilities are very critical. So bringing farmers together in an FPO, in a farmer producer organization, and then nurturing them, making a business plan for them, continuously handhold them, and do trainings, etc. So this is all a tremendous task for the CBBOs, and this is happening, and the pace is very good as of now. So there are certain challenges as we actually see the program and review the program continuously. You see that there are issues and challenges which are being addressed continuously through various workshops and seminars and conferences like this. As of now, I think all of you are well aware about the program itself. What are the benefits of the program, etc. So there are 3 or 4 very important program benefits which flow to the FPOs through the CBBOs. So the government provides the FPO management cost, that is 18 lakh rupees for almost 3 years. And the CBBOs get almost 25 lakh rupees for 5 years for each FPO. And as of now, the maximum limit is 25 FPOs per CBBO. And the government also provides equity grant fund. For example, if a farmer puts in 1,000 rupees of equity, the government provides another 1,000 rupees. If a farmer puts in 2,000, then the government provides another 2,000 rupees. So the equity grant fund is also in place. And there is also a credit guarantee fund. अक्सर हम ये देखते हैं कि meetings में, especially in the SLBC meetings, we always say that the bankers are not cooperating because they always ask for the collateral guarantee from the poor farmers. The farmers are very poor. From where do they get the collateral guarantee? So this is one big issue, and a very critical one at that, which we always discuss in these meetings. So to sort out that problem, Government of India has come up with this credit guarantee fund, where the government gives guarantee on behalf of the farmers. So the bankers can actually, lend them without any fear. So a huge fund of 1,500 crore rupees has been created with NABARD to give guarantee on behalf of the farmers. So this is also now operational. These are the program-related issues which I wanted to share with you all. Of course, there are challenges, and the challenges will continue as long as the program is there. So something or the other come up, some challenge or the other. Nevertheless, we are here to sort out those challenges. We are continuously in touch with IAs and then CBBOs and all that. So if you actually see that, the biggest challenge is registration. The registration of FPOs is the biggest challenge. Especially because we have 2-3 different kind of mechanisms. One is through the Cooperative Act, and the other is through the Company Act. Especially the issues with regard to Cooperative Act, the registrations under the Cooperative Act is little tough. So that is not happening very fast. So we are looking at it, how to actually speed up the process. So the registration is a big challenge on the ground. The DMC approvals is also another big challenge. and delayed bank account opening. Of course, this is a challenge. When I was looking after SHG program, also this was the biggest challenge. We always talk about this, delays in opening the bank accounts. So these are the ground level challenges. The other challenges which I see is that the data. Since there are a lot of stakeholders involved in this program, the data collection, data dissemination, and uniformity of data is also another challenge which I see. The other very important aspect of this entire program is training and capacity building of various stakeholders. Starting from the CBBO functionaries, their teams, up to the FPOs and FPO office bearers, and each and individual farmer has to get training in FPO program. So for that, there are two national level organizations, BIRD and LINAC. We have also included NIAM in this program. So this is another thing which is very, very important. And the training programs, in fact, the BIRD and LINAC, they have put up their training programs on the website also, which can be downloaded, and people can see those modules. But providing training, face to face is very important. So those programs, due to COVID last year, this could not happen. So from this year onwards, we hope that these programs will roll out very quickly. So I see that basically these are the very critical components of the FPO program. And once trainings, capacity buildings, and the small challenges which we encounter on day-to-day basis, if these are sorted out, then the FPO program will be a huge success. And we are already halfway through. And the next year, starting from 22-23, the government is going to allocate another 5,000 FPOs to all the implementing agencies, so that to arrive at the 10,000 mark. So basically, these are some of the important and critical issues in the implementation of this program. I hope with the help of all experts and all stakeholders, this program will be a huge success. I once again thank IRMA for inviting me. In fact, since last 2 days we were so busy in this formulas thing, we could not sleep. So there were a lot of messages, but I could not actually respond to those messages. But I thought this is such a tempting invitation, and being a person who is very much affiliated with agriculture and allied sectors, especially the milk producer organizations, and I again feel very proud to be associated with this movement, where in fact we have developed almost 5,000 all women milk producer cooperatives in the state of Bihar. So I feel once again very happy, glad, and proud to be associated with Dr. Kurien's movement. In fact, I visited IRMA that time when I visited Anand. So I'm looking forward to visit IRMA again. Thank you very much, IRMA, for inviting me. Thank you.